Hello, healers and health seekers. It's me, E. Choda, healing with medical medium information for 3 years now. If you want to know what I'm healing from, mast cell activation disorder, multiple chemical sensitivity, chronic fatigue syndrome, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, SIBO, PCOS, hypothyroid, migraines, and so many more things. The links are in the description box below, and the description is in the description box below, and I'll take you to my story, and I'll take you to everything else. But today, it's time for What's Up Wednesday, and that is when I come here, I make a video talking to you about my healing journey and documenting where I am and my progress and just what's been happening with me. Okay, here's what's going on with me. Shadow Mercury retrograde. Mercury goes into retrograde on July 7th. We are booked into this RV park until July 7th, and I don't know if we're staying here or if we are moving on to be closer to where my husband will be working. We're trying to extend our stay here as long as we can because the RV park we're in right now is just pure country bliss. There's nothing around. All the grocery stores we shop at are like 20 minutes away. But we're out in the country where it's just quiet and peaceful and all we hear are birds. And it's gorgeous. And this RV park is quiet and everybody is very nice and kind in it. And there's 3 lakes and it's beautiful and we don't want to leave here. Also, it's really cheap monthly. In contrast, the RV park we would need to stay in that's closer to there because it's literally the only one that's available that's like not flooded. All the other ones around there are flooded right now. Because it's been raining and it's been flooding here. The last time it flooded in this area like this was 1993. So all of the other RV parks that would be decent are closed in that area. It's the one we stayed in before that's kind of like concrete. It's next to like a nature trail and a little wooded area, but that's like not part of the park or in it. You have to leave the park to go out across the street and then you are in the wooded area, so you're not like surrounded by trees. What you are surrounded by is a train trestle and highway noise. So it's not my favorite place to be, especially compared to here where I'm surrounded by trees and bird song and I can see the stars at night. I never want to leave here. I just want to build my house here. It's gorgeous. I love it. But everything's temporary, right? All good things must come to an end. And so in order to be closer to the job and like housing that we're looking for and stuff like that, we would need to be in that RV park. Because if my husband starts working, he's got to be commutable, and where we are now it's like an hour and 10 minutes, so that's not commutable. So that's our job situation, and we're still in the RV and it's been oppressively hot, and I am still 100% raw, 100% fat free. I'm not adding any fats to anything. Plants, even fruits and vegetables, have like naturally little tiny bits of fat in them, but not adding any, no over fats. And I'm not eating any plants that are known to be fat, like avocado or nuts or seeds or coconut. And I'm salt free still. And that's been going great. Here's an interesting thing that I know this happened that I wanted to share. So the 28-day cleanse ended and there was a whole group of us that were doing the 28-day cleanse and a couple of us that were doing raw for June, which is just 2 extra days. So when I started eating a plant-based diet, I noticed that my intuition heightened and that my ability to hear my intuition, it's like things got a little clearer. I can only call it like a heightened sense of intuition. I just could hear better and more clearly and just know, like have more trust in myself. And when I eat raw, it takes that to like a whole nother level. It does it with emotion too. It opens up like, oh, this emotion is really big right now. And because I've built up some tools, and I'm not saying there's any perfection in this, I'm saying on this journey, I'm building that muscle and I'm building up my tools, and I have built up some tools at this point to help cope with the emotional side of things. So I have things I can reach for which I talk about on my last couple of videos. You know, I have the emotion code, I have the angels, I have my friends, I have my sisters, my sister circle of other people who are healing with medical medium information and are on this journey and they get it, and I could reach out to them. And I have some people also in the medical medium community that I have made some really strong connections with that I trust implicitly. And there's one person in particular that I will often reach out to in the darkest times, because she just knows exactly what to say every time to pull me right out of it, and she brings me back, and it's amazing. And I'll reach out to the community, I'll post something on Instagram and say, who's struggling, you know, help, prayers, you know, whatever, I don't know, and people will outpour love, and I make a video, and you know, like, so I have tools, and that's fantastic. I have meditations, all the medical medium meditations also. I don't want to forget to say those because they are incredibly important and so crucial. And this healing journey is not just about food and supplements and herbs and getting all that situated. It really is about that whole healing, the whole self, the soul, the mind, the body, the spirit, everything. And the medical medium information is complete in that it offers all of that. And I don't necessarily need to use these outside tools, but you can, and it can be very supportive. So I have these tools and I reach for those, and that is amazing. And I forgot my point. Oh, okay. So being raw has opened up my intuition, like just really, it's taken it to that next level. So here's what happened. So all these people were doing this together, and I was being raw, fat-free, salt-free. And it's not that I didn't think about cooked food, because I prepare cooked food for my family every day, and I want to eat it. I want to eat the amazing tacos that I'm making for my son and my husband, and I want to eat the medical medium queso dip that my son is so madly in love with and has me make like all the time. And I want to eat the cooked salsa that I've made that I know tastes delicious. And I want to have that over steamed potatoes. And I make this, I'm saving this recipe. I'm hoping to make an ebook, but it's going to take a while because it's chaos. Anyway, but this is one of the recipes that'll be in it, is this amazing cauliflower recipe and this sauce, this raw sauce with it. I can eat the sauce, and sometimes I put it on my salads and stuff. And sometimes I'll just dip raw cauliflower in it, and it's really good that way, and I love it. But I really want to try the cooked version of it. And so there's lots of temptation, but somehow I was just raw anyway. I just did it. I was just like, okay, I'm doing this with a group. I don't know, like my mindset was in the collective, and we were all doing this together, and it's like it really gave me that motivation and just had me do it. And when everybody said, oh, I'm done with the cleanse, and even when I made a video and said, hey, I've done this 20-day cleanse, it's like I felt that energy go away. And then all of a sudden I was like this close to eating something cooked. And I knew that I was doing Raw Food June and finishing out June. And I knew that I was going to try to do all summer, but I had to put it in smaller pieces for myself. So right now I'm doing Raw for July. But I had all of a sudden, like, that solidarity had gone. And I was like, oh, it's just me. Who am I accountable to? Myself? I don't know. I don't even know what it was, because there wasn't like a conscious thought process about it. It's just that I felt that, this is going to sound corny, but it was like that energy of all the people doing it together were like the wind beneath my wings. I'm sorry, but that's really what it felt like. It was like holding me up to do it, like allowing me to do it. And when that energy disengaged, man, I was so close to putting that cauliflower in my mouth when I was making it for my son. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to do here? And so I made a post on Instagram and I said, hey, I'm gonna do Raw in July. Who wants to join me? And people said they would. And suddenly, once again, I'm buoyed up and I'm like, okay, I can do this again. Like, I don't know what it was like. So the interesting thing is I very viscerally felt and saw what was happening. And I'm like, oh, that my feeling of support and solidarity isn't there. I need that. Cleansing with friends is awesome, and it's amazing because it's like people on Instagram. We don't have to get together in person. It would be great if we could, but we're in all parts of the world. And it also happened at the same time somebody else posted that they were going to do it, and so it's like a group. I'm so grateful for that, and also just kind of in awe and grateful and amazed that I really just felt and identified that so clearly and easily for myself. Like, oh, what is it that just happened? And I'm like, the people that I was doing this with disengaged and they're not doing it anymore, so I feel alone. And I don't know what it is about that group support, and just knowing that these other people are doing this too just lifts me right back up. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. Has this ever happened to you? I do want to know. Please tell me in the comments below if that kind of situation has ever happened to you, or if that reminds you of something for yourself. So obviously with detox, my skin is doing all kinds of different things. I'm doing just so much detox. Yesterday, because my cousin was here, I did not prepare as much solid food. I had promised her that I was going to make her the watermelon slushy, and then I kind of wanted to make her, the blended watermelon, lime juice, and mint. And because when I'm talking to her on the phone, I'm often preparing food. I'm always preparing food. So she's like, I really want to try that. And I'm like, I will make it for you when you come here. And I also made her the medical medium watermelon strawberry ginger lemonade, which is, so good. And I made a third thing that was a strawberry lime honey limeade, whatever, strawberry limeade with honey, because it was hot and we were talking. So that always makes me thirstier, and every time I went to prepare something for myself to drink, I prepared something for her. But I also didn't eat most of the time she was here, except for a couple of these beautiful honey mangoes that I love so much. Yeah, I had a bowl of mangoes, and so I had just been, because when she got here, I had just finished my heavy metal detox smoothie because I'd been cleaning. Oh my gosh, you guys, here's a victory check. I tidied this whole RV all by myself yesterday. I did the vacuuming, I cleaned up the laundry, I did all this stuff. I'm like, where'd this energy come from? Oh right, I'm eating raw. I've been eating raw for over a month. And it was awesome because I tidied the whole place. But I tidied the whole place, and I was so pleased with myself. I still am pleased with myself. I'm like, I did that. Oh my gosh, I haven't had energy to do that kind of thing. But you know what? Here's another thing that I think that happens. And I think, honestly, this has always been an issue for me. Like, I'm sensitive to EMFs. So when I sit down at my computer, if I do it too early in the day, it kind of a little bit starts to drain the energy out of me. And then as the day progresses, I am less and less kind of able to do things. So it's okay if I sit at my computer and I get up a bunch of different times and I sit there for like a half hour or an hour, and then I get up and make food, and then, I can do that because I'm taking a lot of breaks and it doesn't really interfere with my energy. But if I am a little bit tired and I sit at the computer and I get really engrossed in a project or something, my energy can kind of go a little bit, even if I'm making sure to eat every hour and a half. And then lately too, also remember high stress levels and all that stuff, but lately just all of that combined, and then the oppressive heat and everything like that, like usually about afternoon, I don't know what time, 3, 4, 5, I don't know. I kind of have a hard time with time lately, but sometime in the afternoon, I tend to just kind of be out of it. And yesterday, I lasted all day, and I prepared food constantly for everybody. And I did not get on my computer the whole day, you guys. I'm a little bit addicted to getting on my computer. Well, it's not even that, it's just like the default setting. Like, I don't know what to do with myself, I'm gonna get on the computer, and I do it all the time. And there are things I need to do on the computer. I edit videos, obviously. I upload videos. I do blog posts and banking and stuff like that. There are things I need to do on the computer, but obviously I don't need to spend as much time on the computer as I do. And what if I didn't? And in the RV, it's easy for that to be the default setting, because it's like, this is such a small space and there's not like room to do a lot of stuff. And when it's too hot to go outside, it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to sit there it's like I forget that there's other things that I could do because it's just so easy to open the computer because it's just like, oh, this. But the other thing I did the other day, and remember you guys, I didn't mention this yet, but the new moon is in Cancer right now. Okay. In case this means anything to anybody, I have Cancer ascendant, Cancer rising. When your ascendant or primary astrological sign are in the same house as the moon or whatever, like if they're in the same sign, then it amplifies the traits of that sign. So Cancer is like big feelings and, big emotions. I'm not sure what else. I just know for me, that's what's happening. Big feelings and big emotions and hair triggers. And I figured out the other day that I need to stay the heck away from social media, specifically Facebook. The only social media I go on, obviously YouTube, obviously Instagram, and sometimes Facebook. Literally the only reason I have a Facebook account at this point is for the medical medium community. I barely ever go on there and read anything. My feed is so controlled to where like I don't follow individuals very much. There's a couple that I do because they post pretty uplifting things. I have a hard time with Facebook in general because the way Facebook is designed, it's like you're walking down a hallway minding your own business and then people just start screaming their opinions at you all from out of the, I just hit the Berkey filter. They start screaming their opinions at you from every direction and you're just like, ah, and your nervous system gets so overwhelmed. And Facebook algorithms and other social media as well, I don't know, but I know Facebook does this. It's designed to make you unhappy. That's literally the way it's designed. And I have a couple of things set up so generally that doesn't happen. I don't even really read the feed very often. And mostly what's in my feed is posts about people healing and delicious food and things like that, just like my Instagram. I love all of my friends and family so much. I love them, and I can't cope with just having everyone's opinions shouted at me. I don't know if some of you are old enough to remember the times before the internet where when you wanted to talk about opinions, you would just speak to a person directly. Like you'd be at a party or a gathering or something, or sitting down at coffee or whatever, and that's when you would have a real conversation where people were respectful to each other and shared opinions and didn't just like shout them at each other and shout them down. And Facebook is just like a shouting match for no reason. Everybody's just screaming into the wind and I can't cope with it. Honestly, it's too much for my nervous system. It's too much for my mental health. I just am like this. I notice if I go on Facebook, it's painful for me. Like it's like if I get to the wrong part of Facebook for a minute, I can feel the adrenaline in my body. I can feel the difference in my energy. It's not good. And so I just try to stay away from it mostly. But I do have a couple of groups on there that I talk to and meet with and that are important to me. And so I do go there and then people message me on there. So I answer them. And I post to there from Instagram, not even directly from Facebook. Anyway, I don't know what I did. I got so triggered. And then I was messaging with my mom and I just was in like a world of wounded child energy. I'll call it a world of it. And I was like, I don't think I could talk to you till after the Mercury retrograde is over. Like, I think I'll talk to you in August because I don't think I should speak to you because right now I am so incredibly triggered by you and I don't know what is happening. Like I honestly was like, what is happening to me? I had to disengage. I did. I got up and walked away from Facebook. I was like, okay, don't open that website again. And I walked away and I texted my friend and I was like, what is happening to me? This just happened. And I told her and she was like, calm down. She's like, remember the light, remember who you are. And I'm like, okay, I feel like a lunatic right now. And she's like, that's okay. We had the eclipse. She's like, this new moon in Cancer eclipse, the solar eclipse. We're in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. These other planets are in retrograde. You are on a raw cleanse. Remember, stuff's gonna come up. She's like, that stuff's just coming out to be healed, and remember the light and remember who you are. And I'm like, okay, because I feel crazy and I feel like I'm gonna hurt somebody. And right now it was my mom, and I was like, I don't want to feel like that, but it feels very real to me right now, and I need to disengage. So I disengaged. I think the point of that incredibly long-winded story was raw emotions coming up. It happens in a cleanse, and when you got all these other external energies just amplifying that stuff for you, just duck and cover, man. Duck and cover is my motto. Don't engage with people that you can't, like, you feel like, okay, I feel triggered by you, I need to step away. Like, just away. Don't spew out how you feel triggered and why you're triggered and all of these things that you did to me in the past. By the way, that is what I did. I just want you to know I am a work in progress, okay? I am so imperfect and I screw up a lot, and this was a screw up for me because I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the wounded person who wounds others with my wounds. I have been that person for long enough, and I am really working so hard to see, oh, I am so triggered right now, and then just shut it down and then walk away and then come back at a time when I am clear-headed and not freaking out. And I did not do that. I mean, I did, but I had already become Stabby McStabberson. It just came out of me. Like, it just came out of me, and I was like, what just happened? Why did that happen? So, having self-compassion with my friend talking to me down, as she does. She's just brilliant at it, and thank you. I was like, I just became Stabby McStabberson, and I don't know who I am right now, and I feel crazy. And she was just like, remember the light. Sometimes this stuff needs to come out, and maybe it did. And I'm like, maybe, but it didn't feel like it should have. Like, it felt really bad, but also I wanted to say it at the same time. So I'm like, okay, I don't know. I'm like, I realized it was pointless because it can't, anyway. So, sorry for being so long-winded. I have a lot to talk about this week, I guess. So yeah, I think the work for me and re-engaging and coming back to the light, so to speak, is just realizing, like, okay, this is what's happening. There's this energy going on, and then there's this energy going on. There is raw emotions, which means the emotional liver is clearing out. Anthony William talks about it in Liver Rescue. He talks about the emotional liver. He talks about how we store emotions in our livers. And the good news about that particular emotion is it is from when I was 8 years old. So what was coming up for me was wounded stuff, my wounded inner child about when I was 8. And I realized also in that process, like, that 8-year-old girl needed a mother. That 8-year-old girl needed love, and she needed tenderness, and she needed care that she didn't get. That's not to blame somebody, it's just to say this is what that girl needed, and she wasn't getting it. And I'm the mother now, okay? I am the mother. So it's my job to give that girl what she needed. It's my job to give her the love and the care and to hold her and to see her, that 8-year-old girl, being held by her guardian angel and being protected and cared for, and for me to say to her, I've got you now. Sorry. It's bringing up the emotion again. I am all raw emotions, so I'm gonna cry. It's just gonna happen. So it is my job to say, I got you, I love you, and I'm here for you. And it's not somebody else's job, and I can't even possibly think it is. It's somebody else can't come back and hold my inner child the way I can. And somebody else can't come back and say, hey, I got you. Because it's me. I'm the mama now. I'm the mama bear. I'm the protector. I'm the guardian. I'm the one who gives the love. we're all that for ourselves, all of us. And it's been a huge, long, unfolding, big, break apart, open process for me to get to a place where that is the most empowering thing for me to see for myself, is that I'm the mama now. I'm the one who can go back and look at those wounds that I have from my inner child, and I'm the one that can hold her. And say, I love you, I'm here for you, I got your back, and we're okay. You can let go, you're safe. I just needed to sit with that for a moment. I needed to feel that. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that was going to happen. But I appreciate that it did. So these core wounds are coming up, and that emotional liver is like, hey, it's time. I can let this go. And as it lets it go, I feel it. And I feel what's coming through. And if I can recognize that that's what it is, and not do what I did the other day and turn it out into the world, my mother, and aim it at somebody, it's so much more powerful. Because now I gotta go clean up what I did with my mother, but I'm not gonna talk to her until after the retrograde, because I don't want to do any more damage. I gotta just let it be and then come back to it later when it's safer. But it's not her job. It's not her job. She can't. First of all, she can't do it. And even if she could, it's not her job, it's mine. I'm the mama now. And only I can give little Ichota what she needs, what she always needed. And that's not a sad thought. That is an incredibly empowering thought. I want you to be clear, because even though tears are coming out of me, even though my heart has welled up to the point that it's coming out of my eyes like it does, it's not out of sadness. It's a release. It's a big release, like, okay. Okay, I do this now. This is me. I can do this. And isn't it great news that stuff is being released from my liver from when I was 8 years old? That has been held in there for all that time. And now it's being released, and it is, that part is so empowering. So, another question for you. If you're on this raw cleanse, any version of it, you don't have to be on my version, because that's just me. That's where I am in my journey. I'm doing me. Whatever version you're in, if you're doing this raw cleanse, have you noticed any of these old emotions coming up for you? Because what'll happen is, for me, is I will just have flashbacks and memories of certain just events that I haven't thought of in forever. And I'm like, oh, that's coming out right now. Because I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't thinking about high school. I wasn't thinking about when I was 8 years old. It's just things come out, and it's like, oh, my liver is releasing this. The emotional liver is releasing this. And another super powerful thing that I can do, I just realized, that Medical Medium wrote about in the Liver Rescue book, is, especially when you are feeling those things coming out, is you can take a minute and put your hand on your liver and apply just like a gentle pressure and just send love to your liver and be like, I love you, thank you, and thank you for working for me, thank you for doing so much for me, thank you for holding on to that all these years to protect me from it. Thank you. So while these toxins are coming out, these toxins are coming out too, the emotional heart stuff that my liver's been holding on to for me. So it has been an intense time. And I'm sure that I am not the only one that is feeling the intensity. Even if you're not doing a raw cleanse right now, the energies have been pretty friggin' intense. So this is my advice. Just buckle in, hold on tight, remember that this too shall pass, ride the wave, and look at where can you send love and compassion to yourself, and where do you need that love and compassion, because what's happening now is that's what happens when these emotions come up, is that it's just for us to send them love and compassion, and ourselves love and compassion. Just, my friend said, picture yourself as that little girl and picture her guardian angel, your guardian angel, with its wings wrapped around her and just holding her. And that is what I picture when I'm here sending love to that little girl. I'm picturing my guardian angel wrapped around her, comforting her and holding her. It brings tears to my eyes just to say it. Whew, I am so wide open right now with my emotions. Oh my goodness gosh. Okay, I have talked so long. I didn't even talk about my food, but it's different every day, sort of, but it's kind of the same, and it's raw every day. Thank you so much for watching, my healers and health seekers. I love you so much. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up below. You can subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button down there. You can ding the bell next to it if you want to be notified when I post new videos. Thank you for coming along on this journey with me. I love you and I appreciate you, and I wish you nothing but healing blessings on your continued healing journey. Remember to always stay curious. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.